Breaking, a handful of seemingly unlikely celebrities have all received the same note from a civilian. Delaney Barbour, age 23, from Portland, Oregon, is believed to have sent the note, but it is undetermined. Pete Davidson, Harry Styles, and Timothee Chalamet are also suspected to be linked to the note in question, but there are more celebrities that are suspected to be connected. None of the men so far are wishing to press charges for Delaney, but instead are calling for her to reveal herself and her motives. More at 11. Hello, Portland! I know, I was just here doing a concert, but I love your little, weird little town, and, I received one of the notes. Yeah, I know, no surprise, Harry Styles, international pop sensation, who wouldn't want to be me? But yes, I received one of the notes, and you all know what it says. No? Oh, okay, yes. It says, I want to be you. I wish I looked like you, talked like you, walked like you, were you. I used to think I was in love with you, but then I realized I just wanted to be you. Please don't be freaked out by this, Delaney Barbour. So I got that note, and I wasn't freaked out, I was really flattered. And I started to think about how much love is in my life, how much I love myself, and it really inspired a new album that I'm coming out with, a new record, as they say in England. And this is the single. This is the title song. I Want to Be You. You came out of the back door, hair shining so bright, eyes with the sunshine, and I knew the rest was beside you. I knew you were there for me. I wanna be you. Don't just need you. I wanna be you. When I grow up and learn stuff, just wish I was you. Just wanna be you. And I don't know how to say this. Just wanna hold you, not say the unsaid. I wanna be you. Don't just need you. I wanna be you. You are starlight. You are sunshine. You are coming home. You came out of the back door, hair shining so bright, eyes with the sunshine. When I was growing up, everyone assumed I was a girl, and I assumed that too. I had long eyelashes and curly hair and a small frame, boobs, rosy cheeks, and I thought I liked all the same boys that my friends liked. I thought I loved shopping at Forever 21, but there was a different person right underneath my skin, scratching at me to get out my whole life. And I knew that something was just a little bit off, like a picture that's a little off kilter. And when I first saw my first love, it was like the world stopped. The roof of the high school green room that we were standing in blew off, and the fluorescent lights flickered and then burst, and all that was left was her. I would have done anything for her. I snuck into her room in the morning and took her to breakfast. I filled her entire bedroom with balloons on her birthday. I drove her to the top of Mount Hood and screamed her name, and I started to act more like myself. maybe not being a girl, one day I was too afraid and I just stopped. I grew my hair out, started wearing a lot of makeup. I found boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend to occupy my time. And I started to realize that that feeling inside of me wasn't going away, it was getting worse. I would try on my boyfriend's clothes when they left their house for class. And I also realized that these men that I was spending so much time with, I didn't have any like crushes on. I wasn't like in love with them. Instead, I just wished so desperately that I looked like them, that I was them. I wanted to be them, live their lives, walk through the world as them. And then, as I was reflecting on it, I realized that I didn't want to just be the average dude who swiped right on me on Tinder. I wanted to be the best men. I wanted to be the celebrities, the actors, the musicians that I have idolized so deeply. So I decided to do something about it. You know what's funny? You're the youngest person on SNL and they can't set up your fucking mic. It's okay. Alright. So, I'm a piece of shit. Right? Yeah, you know this. Woo! There you go. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit and I'm straight. I'm white. And I'm a dude. So basically, I'm the least liked person in North America. And I'm from Staten Island, which just makes it fucking worse. Like a garbage place for a garbage human. And, you know, the only thing I really have going for me is my dad died fighting in 9/11. You know, it's like my Pete Davidson claim to fame. His dad died 9/11. You thought I'd get away with one stand-up special about talking about it, but not yet. I'm not done riding the coattails of that tragedy. Yeah, so something fucking weird happened to me, which is so vague. Something weird happened to me. Weird is like, it could either be I stepped in dog shit or, oh my god, my hand's a dick. And I'm saying like, this is somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle, weird thing. Yeah, I was in my house and I saw like a note on my bed. Yeah, a note. It was written on Claire's stationery, I'm pretty sure. Because I've been to the store Claire's.
Yeah!
Yeah? Oh. Okay. A little too excited. It's a bad store. They only sell huge phone cases that are like stuffed. Like huge Build-A-Bears that you put your phone in and you're expected to like text in a stuffed animal. And they like pierce people's ears there for free. Or they pay you. And they clean their piercing machines just by like spitting on them and rubbing them on their jeans. I've seen it. Yeah, so stationery from Claire's. And I opened it. And it said, I want to be you, I want to look like you, talk blah, 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 blah. From Delaney Barbour, and I was like, holy shit, me? You said this to Harry Styles. We already know I'm straight, and I would fuck Harry Styles. That is hot. I look like a baby. He's like 45 and just found cigarettes. I look like a weird worm. That's it. It's the joke. I look like a fish with huge lips that just got into meth accidentally. Yeah, so I'm ugly, and I kind of hope that I meet Delaney, and she can be like, ooh, and I can be like, no hard feelings, here's your note back, and she can be like, thank you, because she would take it back in like 45 seconds. cool, but I want to be like cool. Like I want to like wear cool shoes, and girls only wear Birkenstocks. Those are so ugly. Do you want another secret? Another secret is, this is really secret. Like if you sell me one, I'll know it's you. Okay. I don't like my boyfriend very much. He's like really annoying. And he says like, why do you want to spend time with me? I'm like, 'cause you're annoying. I don't like his little scratchy face and his little pee-pee. No one likes the pee-pees. Everyone's fucking lying. They're gross. Oh, it's exhausting, really. I just, yeah. No, they got is like really weird. I got to use they pronouns. So it's like, it's kind of like fake, you know? Like it's probably just like a thing I'm thinking of right now, but I actually am just like actually not, you know? Like I'm probably fine. That's fine. I think I'm gonna throw. Fucking cast. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm coming.
All right, Mr. Bieber, we're going to ask you a few questions.
I don't even get why I'm here. Like all the other guys got the same fucking note, and they got to do like stand-up specials and some shit.
Please watch your language, Mr. Bieber. You're here because we have reason to believe the note in question has some other nefarious ties, and we suspect you're connected.
Why me? Why not like Pete or some shit?
Let's face it, Bieber, you're the only one in the group who's been arrested. Multiple times, I might add. If someone's going to be connected in a negative way, it's going to be you.
Is it legal to bring someone in for police questioning just because it makes sense to?
Please stop interrupting me. Now, have you ever spoken or seen Miss Barbour?
No. I don't think that sorry, they've ever been to one of my concerts. My manager looked into it.
I'm sorry, they've?
Yeah, their pronouns are literally at the top of their fucking Instagram bio. It's like right there. They're not binary or whatever.
Non-binary?
Dude, are you like 80? Yeah. They're like, don't want to be a boy, don't want to be a girl, just like in the middle. It's confusing, but doesn't really affect me. I can just call them whatever they want to be called.
I'm confused.
You're actually like police questioning me right now? Can you just like look it up when you get home on Google? Who would have thought that Justin Bieber would be so woke? Like 14 layers to get out. And then my assistant will be helping me with it. We're gonna talk about this new unit that I introduced last week. Frequently asked questions that you should never ask a non-binary person, but for some reason everyone still does. I sent you a handout ahead of time on Moodle, but we're just going to go over the top four favorites. Okay, so first, but you look like a man or a woman. This isn't a question. This is a statement. So I'm just going to do that. Yeah, if I look like a man or a woman, doesn't that negate everything that I feel like I am? And what about me looks like a man or a woman? Is it possible that those attributes aren't inherently gendered? Food for thought. But you've been a man or a woman your whole life. Is it just a cry for attention? Now, I can think of a lot of things that would give me attention that don't completely uproot my family dynamics, my place in this world, my ability to be taken seriously by the government, by my peers, by my professional colleagues. If it was just a cry for attention, would I stay up all night wondering what my pronouns were, wondering why I didn't feel like a girl or a boy? Probably not. Here's another Webster or the 14th century, but if you want to, we can talk after class. We're going to finish up today with one of the big zingers. Are you sure you're not just a tomboy or a girly boy? Well, girly boy is super offensive, so I'm just going to erase it. And a tomboy is a woman that really likes dudes' clothes and likes throwing the pigskin out around after dinner. And I probably wouldn't completely change my identifiers and really sit up all night again wondering if I was just a tomboy. I'd probably just shop in the men's section once in a while. So I'm not a tomboy because I'm not a girl. And that's that on that. For your homework today, you're going to look up the rest of the questions on Google and ask yourself, could these be answered by just Googling them as opposed to asking the oppressed group? And the spoiler alert is it's always yes! It's always yes. You never have to ask me.
So you got one of those notes? Yeah.
I got one of those notes, and I had just wrapped filming Call Me By Your Name, and it was on my pillow in my house, and my mom was like, here you go, and she gave it to me.
Just like that, I found some mail on your bed. She was snooping around on your bed?
Yeah, it's funny. You get nominated for a few Oscars, and your mom still snoops around in your room. Nothing really changes. But yeah, she was like, here it is, and I was like, I've never seen this before, and so I opened it and I read it.
We've got the note right here. It says, I want to be you. I wished I looked like you, talked like you, sounded like you, were you. I used to think I was in love with you, but I realized that I just want to be you. Please don't be freaked out by this. I love you. Delaney Barbour. That's a pretty hefty note.
Yeah. Pretty weird note. I was super flattered at first and a little freaked out, but mainly flattered. But then I found out that Harry got one too, and it was less flattering. But yeah, super weird note. Don't know how they got in.
Do you know Harry?
Yeah, I met Harry a couple times. Super cool guy. I mean, it makes sense. We're both the same kind of celebrity. Pale, thin, dark hair. So it makes sense we got it. But yeah, I've actually been texting him about it.
Hey, dude. We have the same stalker.
It's funny. I don't really think that it's a stalker thing. I mean, Delaney's super public. Like, their Instagram is on public and stuff. And obviously, if you do it again, Delaney, we will arrest you. But it seems like they just kind of snuck into our houses and left the notes there and didn't take anything. So.
Well, that is weird. I'm glad you found a new friend from it.
Yeah, Harry's a cool guy. We're trying to get Pete in on the group chat.
You know, good luck. Now, you're in this new movie, the Call Me By Your Name sequel.
any of those skinny boy yahoos. I was just in my house with my wife and my dogs, and I saw the note, and I read it, and I got it. I'm not saying that being gay and being genderqueer are the same thing, but people still really love to lump us together. Look at us as weird or other or bad for being who we are. When I came out, I stopped getting roles. I lost a lot of my credibility as an actor because I was gay, and people hated me for being gay. And I know what it's like to so desperately want to be someone that you aren't, to be taken seriously, to not have to worry about what your family will think, to be able to get married by just being who you are. And I was flattered. I was super flattered that someone would want to be like me. But I really hope that Delaney learns how to love being like them. But I got it. I got it. So, in conclusion, this mad dash, I wrote a note to myself because I kept on trying to memorize the end of this piece, and I couldn't. It's a lot of big ideas and big revelations that had a really hard time sticking in my brain. Forgot it off stage, which I did yesterday, so I'm just gonna go get it. Every day I wake up, I wonder if it's even worth it. Every time I'm asked to say my pronouns in the classic theater introduction circle, I wonder if I should just say she, her, or confuse them all with a he, him, or do one of those incredibly dumb jokes that I hate. Thee, thou, thine. Every time I like wearing makeup, or love being called a daughter, or envision myself as a mommy one day, I wonder if it's all a big fat lie. But then I get mispronounced for the 40th time that day, and that familiar feeling of bile rising in my throat begins, and I wipe off another tear in a public bathroom, and I know it's not fake, or a goof, or a cry for attention. When I first heard the word non-binary, a sense of euphoria flooded my brain. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing that I could be. It was a secret fantasy. I would whisper my pronouns to myself on my walks home from class and yelp in joy, but not say them out loud. I cut off my hair and got dumped for being too much like a boy, and I like girls, sorry. I wrote they, them on job applications, but never said it out loud. When I did come out, the floodgates of uncomfortable questions and transphobia opened. I got texts from old lovers saying they wouldn't use my pronouns because they knew I was a girl. I wanted to explain this confusion, this storm, this earthquake inside of me. I sent the notes to explain, to show